We've gone through 7 OTA practices for the New York Giants, and one thing has been consistent. Russell Wilson is dominating, he's creating highlights, and his teammates are saying he's better than we expected. We're going to break all that down on today's show, but if you're excited to watch Russell Wilson play quarterback for the New York Football Giants this season, hit that thumbs up icon. I'm a Russie rider. I'm ready to watch him throw some touchdowns and the moon ball potentially to Jalin Hyatt. If you're with me, hit that thumbs up icon. Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am Marshall Green. Let's dive into it. 7 days into OTAs, and Russell Wilson has made a statement that he not only is going to be the starting quarterback week 1, but it is by far and away he has been the best quarterback at Giants practice. And I know you just saw that Brian Daboll picture. I haven't seen Daboll smile like that in a long, long time at Giants practice. He's obviously thrilled to work with Russell Wilson, and Wilson has been thrilled to be a New York Giant. And through 7 practices, from people I've talked to, from people that have reached out to me that have been there, it's been clear. Russell Wilson, by far and away, has been the best quarterback on this roster. It includes Jameis Winston, and includes Jaxson Dart, as well as Tommy DeVito. And as exciting as that is, it should be like that. It's a 10-time Pro Bowler. It's a Super Bowl champion. A guy that's been in the Super Bowl 2 times. A guy that was putting together a Hall of Fame resume before he went and decided to go play for the Denver Broncos. But I believe that Russell Wilson is going to be better this year than he has in quite a while, dating all the way back to his Seattle days. Giants.com wrote this about his Day 7 OTA outing as he lit up the Giants defense, saying the Giants spent much of the day in the red zone, which led to a flurry of touchdowns at the start of 7-on-7 drills. Russell Wilson completed his first 4 passes, all of which found the end zone as he targeted 3 different position groups. Wilson zipped touchdowns to running back Tyrone Tracy, tight end Theo Johnson, and wide receivers Jalin Hyatt and Darius Slayton. And you can go watch that highlight tape on my Twitter. I retweeted it. It's awesome. The ball just comes out of his hands different. It just looks a little bit different at the quarterback spot for the New York Giants for the first time in a long time. I also love what Russ had to say after practicing. A lot of things I still want to accomplish. This is a guy that's got a chip on his shoulder. He was essentially run out of town in Denver. Pittsburgh told him, we don't want you back, and we're willing to play the long game with Aaron Rodgers instead of giving you a contract. One thing about a professional athlete that I think is conducive to success is hunger and a chip on your shoulder. And Russell Wilson got to where he is because he proved a lot of people wrong, and he proved the right people right. You're not supposed to make it this far as a 5'11" quarterback, but Russ is doing it, in my opinion, still at a high level, and I'm excited to see what he does this year. I think it's actually been funny the way that Wilson has been talked about, not really by Giants talking heads, because our bar for the quarterback success level is pretty low, but this is a guy that, in my opinion, has become underrated in the National Football League. This is someone that when you talk to other people that cover the NFL, or you talk to other people that have covered Russell Wilson, it's like, he's not that good anymore. He's someone that the Giants can't really go about winning a lot of football games with. And I don't believe that to be true. And there were moments in stretches of games last year where Russell Wilson significantly elevated that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. And I think this Giants offense is more equipped to bring the most out of Russell Wilson. I thought this quote from Wan'Dale Robinson a couple of days ago following an OTA practice, talking about what it's been like working with Russ and having worked with him now, what is different than the expectations that you had going into it. And Wan'Dale Robinson, pretty dang complimentary of Mr. Russell Wilson, saying, quote, well, I'll just read the whole tweet. Wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson says the first time Russell Wilson threw to them, he and Darius Slayton said, this is better than we expected, describing his style, and then smiles, saying that deep ball really drops in there, comes in like a pillow, really easy to catch. Robinson also saying the way he just commanded, even just that little session of just the 3 of us, Darius Slayton and Theo, it was just kind of like we haven't had a quarterback that's just going to command everything and you know exactly what you want. So he's been great Robinson said. Wan'Dale also said that deep ball drops right in the bucket. Whenever he's throwing the shorter routes, it comes in like a pillow. It's really, really easy to catch. And look, Wan'Dale Robinson, been in the NFL for 3 years, going on year 4. He hasn't played with great quarterbacks in this league. And I think that the Giants wide receivers, Wan'Dale and Darius Slayton, kind of fell victim to the national media narrative that Russ is cooked. He can't get it done anymore. Just go watch the highlights from OTAs. This guy can still make splash throws. Go watch the highlights from last year. He was zipping the ball all over the yard last year for Pittsburgh. He can still make chunk plays, and he actually did it better than anybody else in the National Football League last year. His deep completion percentage, number 1 in all of the NFL last year, completing 54% of his passes on throws where the ball traveled more than 20-plus air yards. He had the best deep passing PFF grade amongst all quarterbacks. He had the 3rd best big-time throw percentage again versus everyone in the National Football League. So if there's anything Wilson could still do, it's make those chunk plays. It's make those wow throws. Make those splash plays. He could still do that, and the Giants wide receivers are starting to see that up close and personal. And, this was a guy last year, through his first 6 starts with the Steelers, they were 5-1, and their offense averaged 28.6 points per game. The Giants haven't averaged 28.6 points per game in any 6-game stretch in as long as I can remember. This is someone that can still be the voice, the face, the arm, and the head honcho, the quarterback of an explosive offense. Did things taper off at the end of the year? Yeah. Were there injuries of the offensive line? Yes. Did George Pickens start fighting everyone and get injured? Yes. Did the schedule creep up and get tougher? Absolutely. But this is a guy that can still get it done, in my opinion, at a pretty high level. And this group of wide receivers has never played with a quarterback like this in the NFL. Malik Neighbors last year played with the laundry list of quarterbacks that the Giants had last year. Darius Slayton has been playing with Daniel Jones his whole career. Wan'Dale Robinson playing with Daniel Jones his whole career. I'm not trying to shit on Daniel Jones. I did enough of that in my lifetime. It's not even close when you compare quarterbacks between Russell Wilson and Daniel Jones. I'm excited about Russ, and I got a couple more thoughts I want to talk about on today's show about Russie, but make sure you're hooked up with your Abdul Carter jersey. Go to chatsports.com/Carter. That's chatsports.com/Carter, and get your Abdul Carter jersey today. They got him wearing 51. They're sending out the jerseys with 51 on them, and the sooner you order them, the sooner you will get them, because they are selling out, and they are selling out fast. That is chatsports.com/Carter. That link is clickable down in the comments and description of today's video. One thing that has also stood out when it comes to the Russell Wilson experience for me so far is not just how well he could still throw the ball and how well he's been able to play the quarterback position. It's how easy he has really taken over a leadership role. How easy it's been. Maybe I don't want to use the word easy because he's making sure it's happening. How good of a job he is doing as being a captain. I know it's little stuff, but he took the O-line and the running backs and the tight end to dinner last week. And I don't know if the Giants did that under Daniel Jones, but it just feels a little bit different around 1925 Giants Drive right now. And we saw throughout the offseason prior to OTAs getting here, Russ made it a priority to go out and go to different cities across the country to throw with these players before organized team activities started. Went to San Diego to throw with the tight ends, Greg Dulcich and Daniel Bellinger. He made a flight to L.A. to go work one-on-one with Jalin Hyatt, who Russell Wilson has gone out of his way now 4 or 5 times to sing the praises of Hyatt, doing so this week as well, saying, I really believe in this guy. And Hyatt has been lighting it up at practice with him getting first-team reps due to Malik Neighbors being sidelined with that toe injury. Then went to Atlanta and threw the rock with Wan'Dale, Darius Slayton, and Theo Johnson. He's doing all of the right things this offseason. And when you're a quarterback that has the resume Russ does, you probably think it's easy to just walk into a new environment and be the leader, be the captain, and take the pulse of the team and know how to be in front of this team. Russ is doing a really good job of that. He's doing a good job of playing quarterback, but there's a lot more to the quarterback position than just playing it. You got to be a leader. You got to be the captain. You got to be the orchestrator. And he's going out of his ways to get on the good side of his teammates. And we've heard in the past, Russell Wilson hasn't always come across as the best teammate in locker rooms before. I think he's really doing a good job of integrating himself into this New York Giants team right now, and I think he could have a major bounce back year. Like, he already was really good in the first 6 games for Pittsburgh. Things fell off the rails, but I think this could be a year where he looks kind of close to what he did his last couple of years in Seattle. Like, this wide receiver room, I know it needs more talent, but Malik Neighbors is the best wide receiver Russell Wilson will have ever played with. Wan'Dale Robinson is a solid slot receiver. And Darius Slayton could not be more of a picture-perfect match as a wide receiver for Russell Wilson. And Darius Slayton's lighting it up. He's clearly become the go-to guy for Russ in OTAs so far. The chemistry with Wan'Dale is clearly there with how Wan'Dale has talked about him. Jalin Hyatt looks good with the first-team offense. And we haven't even got to see Malik Neighbors and Russ, and I don't have any worry in the world that those two guys can't click and be a dominant duo in this league. This wide receiver room, I think, is more equipped to get the best out of Russ that he's had in a long time, and it's going to come back down to the offensive line. When Russ has time to throw, he's able to be effective. And if 78 could do what 78 does, he does for 17 games, Giants are going to win a lot of those games. Can Jon Runyan be better than what he was last year and stay healthy? Can in year 3, John Michael Schmidt show you why he was talked about through the pre-draft process as a can't-miss center draft prospect? Greg Van Roten, is he going to be that guy? Could Jon Runyan bounce to right and Evan Neal plays left guard? And could Jermaine Illuminor just continue to hold it down like he has done throughout his career at any spot that he's played? Like, give me over on the 5.5 wins if Andrew Thomas and Malik Neighbors give you 15 out of 17 games this year. Maybe I'm just too all in on Russ, and it's June, and I'm too excited. But, man, we haven't seen a good quarterback for this team in 10 years. And I'm excited. Just the throws that he's been making at practice, we haven't seen that in a long, long time. This is a quarterback that's putting together a Hall of Fame resume. And we've seen other quarterbacks in the past, in NFL history, maybe not have a thorough career of success, and there's been pitfalls before, and they've bounced back. Look at a guy like Kurt Warner. He came to the New York Giants to be the guy that handed it off to Eli Manning. And 3 years later, he was playing in a Super Bowl for the Arizona Cardinals when he thought his career was done. Not saying Russ is going to get the Giants to the Super Bowl. I sure do hope so. But I think there could be more meat left on the bone than a lot of people think in Russell Wilson. And I think he's got something to prove, and there's still some gas left in that tank. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Here are the handles, @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up, and let's go Giants.